Welcome to GK Tech course. Let's dive in.
This video continues our object-oriented programming section from the Core Java interviews for the beginner level. So far we have covered OOPS fundamentals, inheritance and polymorphism. In this video, we will understand constructors step by step with clear examples and an interview focused approach. So the first question is, what is constructor? A constructor in Java is a special method used to initialize objects. It has the same name as the class, and it is automatically called when an object is created. Constructors are mainly used to initialize instance variables. In this code snippet, we have created a student class having the constructor. So constructor name should be same as class name, right? We'll see these key characteristics of constructor. Name must be same as class name. Yes. Does not have any return type. Yes, constructor will not have any return type. Automatically called when an object is created. So if you see here, we have created a object, student object, and this student object is whenever this student object created, the constructor will automatically called, which is used for initializing the instance variables. So we have passed the variables, we have passed the data, and the constructor which help us to initialize the instance variables. So important points we need to remember: constructors which help us to initialize the instance variables, and the constructor will get called automatically when object is created. What are types of constructors? In Java, there are mainly two types of constructors. One is default constructor. Second one is parameterized constructor. So what is default constructor? Default constructor has no parameters. It is automatically provided by compiler if no constructor is defined, which is initialized object with default values. In this code snippet, I have created a student class and having only instance variables. Okay. Whenever I create an object, the compiler will provide default constructor like this. This we no need to add it. Compiler will default, it will add this constructor. Second constructor is parameterized constructor. A constructor with parameters used to initialize variables with specific values. In this code snippet, we have created a student class with instance variables and having one constructor with parameters. This is called parameterized constructor, which help us to initialize the instance variables. Here we have created a student object by providing the data, which will call automatically parameterized constructor and which help us to initialize the instance variables. So constructors overloading. We already know overloading, right? One class is having same method name with different parameters is called overloading. Yes, constructors, we can also have the multiple constructors with different parameters. In this code snippet, student class is having one default constructor with no parameters and also another constructor with parameters, right? So this is called constructor overloading. Interview points you need to remember: constructor can be overloaded, constructor cannot be inherited, constructor name must match class name. If one constructor defined, no automatic default constructor. Super and this used for constructor chaining. We'll discuss this in further questions. Can we use static methods inside a constructor? Yes, the answer is yes. We can call static methods inside a constructor. We already know static methods belongs to the class and they can be accessed from the constructors because constructors also part of the class. In this code, we have created a demo class having static method In the default constructor, we are calling static method, right? Demo class object, which is automatically constructor will get called and the static method will invoke from the constructor. So the output will see static method print statement and the constructor print statement. So yes, we can call static method from the constructor. Are constructors inherited? The answer is no. Constructors are not inherited in Java. We already know what is inheritance. Child class acquires parent class data and behavior, right? We will use extends keyword to implement the inheritance. However, a child class can call the parent class constructor using the super keyword. So constructors are used to initialize objects and each class has its own constructor. Explanation here. When a class extends another class, what will happen? Methods are inherited, variables are inherited. That we already know. But constructors are not inherited. Why? Because constructors are responsible for initializing the current class, not the child class. Here we have created a parent class with having parent constructor, which is default constructor, and also we have a child class which extends parent class, and child class also having one constructor which is default, right? So whenever you create child object, automatically the parent object will create, and using child constructor, automatically the compiler will call super. Using super method, the parent constructor will get called. So the important interview points we need to remember: constructors are not inherited. Parent constructor executes first. Super keyword must be first statement in child constructor. If parent has parameterized constructor, child must call it explicitly. Can an abstract class have a constructor? Yes, an abstract class can have a constructor in Java. Although we cannot create objects of an abstract class directly, its constructor is executed when a subclass object is created. The constructor is used to initialize common properties of the abstract class. We already know using abstract class we cannot create an object. Why? Because abstract class will have a abstract method. That's why we will not create an object of abstract class. But this abstract class will have a constructor, because when child class get created, the parent class will automatically create an object. So when child class extending abstract class, so this constructor will help us initialize common properties of the abstract class. In this example, we have created a abstract class animal. Okay, we have created a default constructor and which is having one abstract method. The child class dog extends animal, and this child class also having default constructor. So when I created a child class object, okay, automatically the parent constructor will get called. Why abstract class needs constructor? It is used to initialize common variables, provide base setup for subclasses, ensure parent initialization. This keyword. This keyword in Java refers to the current object of the class. It is available only inside instance methods and constructors. It is mainly used to differentiate instance variables from local variables. Call current class methods, call another constructor of the same class. When local variable and instance variable have same name, let's say example here, name local variable. This dot name is instance variable. Okay, without this keyword, both refer to local variable. In the code snippet, if you see the parameter constructor having local variable and also the instance variable also having the same name. So to differentiate instance variable, we will use this. This is belongs to the current class object. Using this keyword, we can also call current class method. In this code, we have created a class demo having method show. In the display method, we are calling show method by using this dot show, which is you can also use calling another constructor using this keyword. So in this class, we have a default constructor. From default constructor, I am calling the parameter constructor using this. We already know this is belongs to the current class object. So here, this calls another constructor and must be first statement in constructor. Whenever you use this statement to call the constructor, which should be first statement. If you keep this sysout on top of this, it won't work. Using this, we can also pass in current object as an argument. Here in the demo class, we are having call method. Okay, from call method, we are calling show method by passing this. This means the current object. We are passing demo object. Using this, we can pass the object also. So important interview points you need to remember. This refers to current object, cannot be used in static methods. Used for constructor chaining as super keyword. Previously we discussed this keyword. This keyword is belongs to current class object. Now the super keyword in Java refers to the immediate parent class object. It is used to access parent class variables. Call parent class methods, call parent class constructor using super keyword. When a child class extends a parent class, using super keyword allows child class to access parent class members. So accessing parent class variables using super keyword when parent and child have same variable names. Here in this example, parent having same int variable, child also having same variable. So in the show method, using super dot x means accessing parent variable using super keyword, right? Using super keyword, we can call parent class method. In the child class, we have show method. Using super keyword, we are calling the parent method. So parent is having display method. So from show method, from the child class, we are calling parent method using super keyword. We can also call parent constructor. Super must be first statement in constructor. If not written, Java automatically adds it. We'll see this example. From the child class constructor, we are calling the parent constructor using super keyword. So by default, Java will provide super keyword. If you don't mention it, which is internally JVM will provide super keyword to initialize the parent.
Thanks for watching GK TechVerse. Subscribe, stay consistent, and keep upgrading your skills. See you in the next video.